Hello, welcome to theCUBE. Months ago, before I started even really thinking about doing a channel on YouTube, one of the main things I thought was I have to have enough topics for videos. So I started making a list and I would add to it from time to time, and finally I had quite a few topics that I thought, well, this might work. This topic here about the box is not one that I had high on my list. It was one that I was possibly going to do much farther down the road, but something happened this week that made me bring it up and film it now, and I will get to that particular box at the very end of the video. What's the first thing you think of when you hear box and Axis and Allies? Well, if you've been customizing your Axis and Allies, you think of this. From HBG, all sorts of glorious pieces come, and they show up and it's in your mailbox. Of course, it's a little easier to open, maybe not. And it's filled with your favorite units. So, if not the little white boxes, what could Das Box really stand for? Well, of course, it would be the German battle box. This is an item that I happened to purchase from Sire Blood several years ago. He came out with these. I think this was the first thing he offered to the community, and it's pretty nice. It's got two dice trays. You know, one's movable and with the lid, and this is stationary with the box. So that's pretty cool. You can use that. The drawer for all sorts of different items. But when I did purchase it, it came with these hit dice, and they had gotten stacked up like that and wedged, so that I couldn't get this drawer out, and I had to separate that bottom just a little bit and lower it so I could get the drawer out. And actually turned out to be a pretty cool thing that I did, because like all works of art, this one happens to be autographed by Sire Blood himself, and I know he's not making these anymore, assuming that he cut it off at 50 of these boxes. So I happen to get number 1 of 50, which, you know, that's pretty amazing to me. Maybe it just happened to be that the German box was the one I wanted, and there was others that went before it. But either way, this was pretty cool. I mean, you can, like I said, all sorts of stuff can go in there. You know, your cash can fit right in there. You can put in your hit dice. Keep your cards in there that you need. Stack it. Whoa, well, you got to get them in there just right, and then, you know, hey, we're ready to go. Some other things that Sire Blood, matter of fact, I might as well just leave that out. I do know that he's come up with these for the BBR, which is the Bloodbath rule set for 1940, which is the Global 40 game. There's also a Global 42 game that is being play tested right now. He's going to have a website, sireblood.com, where he's going to offer some of these items, and I'm not sure exactly if he's going to be offering. I think these will be staying on the website where they are, makingplayingcards.com. I don't know but it's going to be like hit dice, the roundels for like research, the roundels for the victory tokens, you know, all sorts of items for the BBR version will be on there. Different markers. I'm pretty sure he's going to order some more of these rule books and have them available. Next we'll move on to Young Grasshopper. The map here is the deluxe map, and it is a Global 40 variant. He's come up with this map There is an Academy Edition map that's the latest one that he's worked on, and that is like an anniversary, Axis and Allies anniversary style map. And there's some rule sets. You know, basically it's house rules. It's a variant. This one happens to be my favorite. One of the other things that he's come up that really helps gameplay are these hit dice. You know, and it's for the 6-sided game. So you got dice, I should say, from 1, 2, 3s, and 4s. And you know, if you've got 4 4s and 3 3s, you can roll them all at once. It's a real handy thing. This is an original deck that he came up with that was for sale on artscow.com. And basically, it's the national objectives, setup charts, the research. There's some other things in here. That's more of the research. And he has he's expanded this into 2 different decks, larger decks with more items in them. And they are on makeplayingcards.com as well as the Sired Blood cards. So as you can see, through the years here, I've purchased some things from some guys in the Axis and Allies community. Some have been, you know, a little more well known than others. You know, Grasshopper and Sired Blood. And as I alluded to earlier in the video about the box that moved this video production up the line, this box came in the mail to me, and that got here the other day, and it's like, I don't even know, I don't remember even ordering anything. And then in the meantime, of course, the next day this comes in the mail. Yeah, I did order that. I might have a problem. So anyway, this box comes from Absolutely War Torn, and if you're not familiar with anything he's done before, he did these flight stands, and they're magnetized, so the little bomber, you know, you put a magnet on there. I say bomber because I only did bombers on my table, and then, you know, you can place them around the board. You could put your fighters on there and tactical bombers too, but I just chose to do bombers. But he did those for a while. He did tell me that the equipment he used to make those, he lost access to, so he couldn't make any more. So when I saw this, I thought, well, it's not quite as big as the box that I got from him when I ordered the flight stands, which, you know, I have not a little less than half left there. It's a fairly decent sized box. So this box shows up. Now what in the world? And I pull it out, and it is acrylic task markers. He is doing that now. And it's like, well, that is pretty cool. And he's got them for all the countries. Comes with that brown paper, you know, on there to keep them from scratching each other during shipping. And then of course the round markers that you might put on the table. Or, you know, really, I mean, you could just put your ships on there and move it around like that if you didn't want to move all the individual ships. The handiness of being able to see through it is you can see where you're at, you know, so that's pretty cool. So for these, you can log or subscribe to his channel, Absolutely War Torn, and shoot him you know, a message there on his channel and see how you can get a hold of these, because he is going to be selling these. These were a gift. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it, and I will put them to use. I've already put the Russian marker to use in our YouTube war that we're playing on the 1942 BBR playtest. So in reality, this video is really a shout out to a handful of individuals that do a lot of customizations for Axis and Allies. They've offered a lot of different things to make the game experience more fun, at least for me, and I'm sure many others as well. I want to throw up two website pictures. The first one is historical board gaming, and it's the page where you can get the hit dice for Grasshopper, and it does, you know, on the side there it has the map files, because he's come up with quite a few different map files for different versions and such for, you know, Axis and Allies, including the deluxe version, which probably my favorite. The second picture is the website makingplayingcards.com, or is it makeplaycards.com? Makeplayingcards.com. That's kind of hard to say in a row. But the picture shows some works from Grasshopper, some works from Sired Blood. It also has in the corner an objective event card deck that just popped up on there. That is from Leatherneck, and I met him at the BBR a couple months ago. I believe his team took the bronze, and that is an interesting looking deck, 204 cards. I did click buy on that, so I'm doing my part in supporting these guys, as you can see from all the previous stuff that I have purchased in the past. And now it's your time to decide what you really want. And I do suggest you support these guys. One thing that you'll notice in all these items on the makeplayingcards.com site, Matt Todd is behind the scenes on all of them, and he's helped square these away and get them formatted right and correctly, and so a shout out to him as well. Until the next time, keep rolling dice.
What is it, precious? My precious.